passed the first test.
Something's up there. Well, I had a kickoff with a bit of an icebreaker, but I don't think I need to do that now. Everything that was just said, in case you haven't figured it out, a total stretch of the truth. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. I'm so proud to be back at Rotary. I was here about a year ago, had the pleasure of presenting a Goodwill update to you, and for many it was perhaps the first introduction as to what Goodwill is all about here in Alberta and across Canada and in 15 countries around the world. There are new faces in the room today, so I look forward to a bit of a refresher from last year, but ending with two exciting projects that are coming up in the Spruce Grove area. So I'll give a bit of a refresher. Now my staff are going to be watching the video because they got a hold of it before, so they're going to say, is that the bio that you give to every organization you go to? Because we don't think you're a very honest CEO. So again, I am the President and CEO of Goodwill Industries of Alberta. I've been very proud to be that for the last couple of years. Again, thank you for the welcome to Rotary. Thank you for your service as the greatest service club on the planet. And Catherine, congratulations to joining that greatest organization, in my opinion. On behalf of my family, thank you for everything you do in the area. I'm a resident and very much appreciate and respect the work that you do. So thank you very much. President Nazar, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today as well. So, I'll get right into a little bit of update on Goodwill. Through the inauguration of Catherine, I was very proud, and I keep forgetting, but it resonated through my ears again on your four-way truth. The word Goodwill is there, and that always makes me feel very proud. And I will speak for about 30 seconds about the common grounds of Goodwill and the Rotary movement as well. So, I hope my mouse projects from here and advances the slides. Excellent. For those of you that were here last year, you're aware that we're a little over a century old as a movement, again in 15 countries. It was, Goodwill was founded in 1902 in Boston, and it's a couple pieces of information up there in terms of the origins of Goodwill. Again, it started in the eastern United States. Today there are 7 Goodwills in Canada, including the one I'm in charge of across Alberta. There are 5 in Ontario, 1 in Montreal, a total of 165 Goodwills in 15 countries. Every Goodwill is different. The vision of Goodwill International is that every person has the opportunity to achieve his or her fullest potential and participate in and contribute to all aspects of life. The mission of Goodwill International is that Goodwill works to enhance the dignity and quality of life of individuals and families by strengthening communities, eliminating barriers to opportunity, and helping people in need reach their full potential through learning and the power of work. Our mission here in Alberta is very similar. We are an affiliate, again, of Goodwill International, but the Goodwill Industries of Alberta mission is, Goodwill is a social enterprise providing individuals with disabilities the opportunity to enhance their lives through meaningful employment. A little bit of an update on some of our results. This is Goodwill International, all of our 165 Goodwills collectively. 6.7 million people served through employment and training programs in 2012. $3.62 billion of total estimated earnings of people who earn a job with Goodwill's help. And again, we're very proud that 81% of our generated revenues are reinvested into our programs and services. Okay, it's supposed to go to the next one now. Okay, in 2013, here in Alberta, $1.4 million in wages were earned by Albertans with disabilities employed by our Goodwill. We are the largest employer of persons with disabilities in Western Canada. $4 million of our Goodwill was invested into mission, providing meaningful employment for Albertans with disabilities. And last year, we provided over 61,000 hours of job coaching. We have 40 job coaches supporting people with disabilities in Grand Prairie, Edmonton, St. Albert, Spruce Grove, Airdrie, Sherwood Park, and Calgary. And those 40-plus job coaches were very active supporting Albertans with disabilities get into the workforce and succeed in the workforce. So again, over 61,000 job coach hours. Forbes magazine ranked last year in 2013 the 25 most inspiring companies in America. The first was Microsoft, ranked number 1. Number 3 was Disney Corporation. Number 6 or 7 was Google, and we were very proud to be 19th. Again, Goodwill Industries International Was ranked in the top 25 of the most inspiring companies in America. We were 19th, and we're very proud to be in the same realm as Microsoft, Google, and a number of others, including Disney corporations. We're very proud of that fact. Here in Edmonton, there are a number of success stories of persons with disabilities achieving great things. I didn't have the opportunity last year to introduce you to Anthony. For sake of time, I won't put up his YouTube clip. But this is Anthony Barrett on the left. He owns Anthony Your Service, the first courier service in Canada to be owned by a person with autism. He has 6 or 7 employees. His mom is his managing director. And he owns, again, Anthony Your Service, a vibrant, very successful courier company operating in Edmonton with aspirations to go beyond. He has, again, a number of 6 or 7 employees, and he is the owner of the company. 10 or 15 years ago, you might have had a situation where a very supportive courier company in the community might employ a person with a disability. I'm very proud these days that people with disabilities own their own businesses. Oops, I went too far there. I showed this clip last year, and for those that saw it, I hope you're okay with it, and those that didn't, I hope it inspires you, again, about success stories in business of people with disabilities. A little too far from my computer, I can tell right now.
I wake up at 5:30, take a shower, do my morning routine, go around 7 o'clock to come to work. I am so excited to go to work, so I do a dance off of the parking lot. It's a dance of magic. We serve breakfast, lunch, and hugs. The hugs are the best part. I am Tim Harris, and this is my place. Oh yeah. Hey guys, welcome to my place. How you doing? I'm good. How are you? No, I love the best part, buddy. I love you. Have you been here before? I've never been here before. Well, I'll stand from the order. Tim's place is the special place to be at. Because if you want to involve in it, I'm... You guys are doing a good job out here. I love you guys. You guys are the best cooks ever. I was a kid. I wanted to own a restaurant, and I asked my dad to help me out. I'm very proud of you. Thank you, Dad. I love you so much. I love you too, man. I'm very proud of you.
When he was about 14 years old, he told us that someday he was going to own a restaurant. After we all gulped and gasped, we began to take him seriously, and the result is history.
This for me, I can live on my dreams.
I'm amazingly proud of my brother. Just what he's accomplished in his lifetime. I mean, you can only dream, you know?
I love you, Mom.
As far as we know, we have not yet found another person with Down syndrome in this country that owns their own restaurant. We hope that other people will though.
My favorite part of all is the people coming through that front door.
How are you doing today? Good, how are you?
Customers get sad. I get a hug and they feel a lot better.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
The hugs are way more important than the food. The food is food, so. I want me, she. Oh yeah.
So looking at this picture,
Yeah.
you're a restaurateur
Yes.
and
That's my
a
favorite guy.
special Olympic athlete, and you want to go with.
I've won 4 medals and my stuff. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I did not let my disability crush the dreams. People with disabilities can get anything they set their minds to. They're special. We are a gift to the world.
So that's Tim. He owns Tim's place in San Antonio, Texas. And as Elizabeth can relate to, hugs are always more important than food, even though she's great at both sides of those things there. That's a success story, and we're very proud of persons with disabilities across North America and here in the community with the success they're achieving. I spoke last year about the working relationship between the Rotary International Movement and Goodwill International, and on the local front, Rotary clubs and Goodwill associations as well. This was the front cover of a magazine in 2007, and on the top it talks about partnering with Goodwill. And like I said at the beginning, I'm so proud to have our name on your banner. Our working relationship with your club includes last September, I think a few of you were there, at the first annual, I understand, softball game between Parkland After Dark, Stony Plain, and Spruce Grove. Goodwill hosted the barbecue, and we had a great time serving you and your families as you had an opportunity at Meridian Sports Park to enjoy a great game in the Canadian outdoors. We actually brought our sound system and announced it, and there were some spectacular plays on that day. And I got to be a sports broadcaster, something I always wanted to do. So it was our pleasure to host the barbecue. We had family members from Goodwill come out there on the left, and Rotarians, I think that's Terry there from President of Stony Plain Club, if I'm correct, in line there. And we had two of our vice presidents, including Ivan Bhutan, who lives in this area. He's on the right there. And we had a great day serving you and your team members from across the region. We started a project soon after that. I think I talked to a few of you that day that we had some exciting things brewing, but we needed to work out the details. Well, now it's happened, and it's happened here in Spruce Grove. This is the launch at Spruce Grove Composite High School of a very special relationship between Goodwill Industries and Spruce Grove Comp. We have the same thing going with Memorial at Stony Plain. Living Waters has accepted our offer to become a partner, and as soon as Principal Penner returns from his leave, we are starting with them as well. This was on the bulletin board on October 3rd. Spruce Grove Composite High School and Goodwill have teamed up, donate gently used clothes in the bins in the lounge. We are now buying off the student or the school's donations, both with donation centers, portable bins in the Spruce Grove Comp and at Memorial as well. And that is helping to raise funds for the school activities, whether it's arts, drama, sports, or otherwise. The money that we are providing to them in exchange for them collecting donations on our behalf is unfettered, unrestricted resources that they can invest into anything they want to do. And in the case of both schools, they have some exciting plans for the revenue that they're going to derive. Now, in developing this partnership, we wanted to ensure there were the fundamental pillars of youth leadership development, service to the community, and a number of other things. So we're going to have opportunity to be guest speakers in the school and speak on philanthropy and exciting new areas for people with disabilities. We're going to speak to them about the power of recycle, reuse, and repurpose of household items. So we get the opportunity to educate them on what we do worldwide, and they get an opportunity to develop a pretty neat program. We pay them for the development of marketing plans to put this together, and the principals in both schools have really embraced this opportunity. They're very excited from a youth leadership development perspective. So there's the principal on the right. Some of you might know Darlene and her team members. Again, each school has a Goodwill Spruce Grove Composite or Goodwill Memorial Composite development team, and they are being mentored and supported by various leaders inside and outside the school. You might know who's on the right there. That's Kathy from the Stony Plain Rotary Club. She helped put together the marketing plans for both schools and volunteered to do that after hearing about at the ball game what we were up to. So she stepped forward as a Rotarian and said, I think I have some ideas on how to help build a marketing plan. So there's the first thing that they got. And this is a highly sophisticated, way up there, very complicated marketing strategy. If you need me to explain it, we can talk after, but for a cookie you get a donation. Or pardon me, for a donation you get a cookie. I can't say it the right way. So the donations started to flow in. We collect those bins on a weekly basis. We take that into our operations and we retail those donations and create opportunities for persons with disabilities, employment and training programs, and jobs as well. That was a very special donation by this student. Chokes me up every time I see it. The short one on the right, I don't know if any of you have noticed who that is. That's the Rotarian exchange student in Stony Plain. She came with Kathy that day to learn about this really neat relationship between Goodwill and Spruce Grove Comp. So she's a Rotary exchange student from Sweden involved with the Stony Plain Club. So in December, after just over a month of activity, we were very proud to invest into the school $305. That's just over a month of donations. And again, we're very proud of that. Now that's in Stony Plain. The Spruce Grove check presentation, we haven't got the picture for that one yet. So Memorial, after about a month of activity, brought in $305. And they're pretty unique, or pretty creative with their marketing. They went to West Edmonton Mall, got a gift certificate for $250 on their vision of what they're doing, and created a bit of an inspiration for people to support the movement. We then progressed and moved forward as a result of this partnership and got ready to open our brand new store in Spruce Grove. But it was very important that we consult with others in that area as well. So we met with Nadine at St. Andrew's United Church, their thrift store, and have come up with a cooperative plan for support for both local thrift stores. We know of the support and the excellent service that the thrift store here does in Spruce Grove associated with St. Andrew's. So we didn't want to undermine that success. So it was important to reach out, come up with collaborative opportunities to market both thrift stores. And we did that as well in Stony Plain with the Youth Center, who has a small thrift activity going on there. We committed and promised to them that we can help elevate their thrift store in support of their youth center activities. So after that consultation, we moved forward and opened our brand new store in Spruce Grove on the east side of the parking lot with Safeway. It previously was just a donation center. It is now a donation center and small retail store. So the mayor's there, and Nazir's boss, I think, is there, and a few other people. Nazir, she worked with you at the branch center?
Branch manager.
Branch manager. So we had the mayor, the chamber members, and our team members. Instead of cutting a ribbon or cutting a chain of clothes, which would be destructive, we untied knots, in case you wonder why they're struggling there trying to figure out how to get those shirts all pulled apart. So that's our brand new store, again opened in October. Very proud of it. It has exceeded expectations between the opening in October and current. There's one of our employees with a little thing that she's selling there in terms of the value of the home. 6 of these 9 employees have disabilities, and they rotate through our Spruce Grove store. They were all brought out. They are being trained at our West End store in Edmonton and are now part of the rotation strategy in Spruce Grove. So 6 of these 9 folks are officially disclosed as having a disability, and they're part of our retail team, and they are again working through our Spruce Grove operation. And that's it in terms of an update of where we've come, where we've been since last year. I'll cut it short. I have a few more minutes. Just want to tell you about 2 exciting projects that are coming up. We are going to be working with Habitat for Humanity, Find Alberta, a couple other charities, plus Parkland County with their Toxic Roundup portable trailer, and both municipalities to have, we haven't framed it or come up with a name for it yet, but it'll be something like the Goodwill donation roundup, where on 2 consecutive Sundays in May or early June, we will have on the east end of Safeway, in that big parking lot adjacent to our donation center in our store, an opportunity for people from Spruce Grove and surrounding areas to bring in all sorts of things that they would like to get rid of. Whether it's old paint, and the Toxic Roundup trailer will be there, used construction or new household materials that Habitat for Humanity might want to be part of or that will receive, or things that we take in. There will at least be 4 or 5 charities plus municipal partners that on a given Sunday, all day long, we'll have a barbecue going and music and balloons, and it'll be an opportunity for residents to do spring cleaning and bring it all to one location instead of having to go all over the place. The partnership with the Spruce Grove Comp will be enriched through this, as we will be working through the student body that is involved with our project to develop this event, put the marketing strategy together in the newspaper and otherwise. So it's going to be another project that the students at Spruce Grove Comp get an opportunity to be involved with. So that'll be in the late spring. Project just wanted you to be aware of. And the second project is we found through an experience or an opportunity to tour the Montreal Goodwill just before Christmas that they have bought and built state-of-the-art portable donation centers. On wheels. We're going to do the same thing. One for Edmonton and surrounding area, one for Grand Prairie, and one for Calgary. These will be 30-foot trailers, solar powered, absolutely state-of-the-art in terms of support for the environment. And we'll be able to go to different events or wherever and bring the donation center to community events, to other things that are going on. It'll be, again, solar powered and absolutely state-of-the-art in favor of the environment, and everything we do is naturally already in favor of the environment in terms of our role in repurposing, reusing, and recycling donations from households. So that's a second project that we might be approaching you on in terms of your interest in maybe becoming involved with that. It'll be a very exciting era to bring Goodwill out further into the community and support the community as well. So that's it, an update on what Goodwill is doing. Our partnerships with 2 area schools, the opening of our brand new store in Spruce Grove, and everything that we've been doing since we last had the opportunity to speak with you a year ago. If there's any questions, I'd be more than willing to answer. And if not, thank you very much again for the opportunity to give you an update on Goodwill.
Thanks, Dale.